One punch knockout he has. If he can connect well, he can knock everybody out, including Adesanya. Yes, everybody can get knocked out, and he does have that power. Blachowicz has. But I always think the guy who knows really good how to stay on the outside, that's most of the time the guy who's going to be in control of the fight. So for Blachowicz, he needs to get a lot of stamina. This is very important, and he needs to push the fight, constantly going for. I know Adesanya is really good with moving backwards and striking, but nobody can always plant both feet on the ground at the moment of impact, and that means they cannot put their body weight in the punch. Now, I always tell people, I say, I'm not saying that you can knock somebody out standing on one leg. Of course you can knock somebody out. I said, but if you have both feet on the floor, especially with hooks and uppercuts, now you can turn your upper body, now you can put your body weight in that punch. And with straight punches, it's pushing off on the back leg. That's where your power comes from a straight punch. If you're moving backwards the whole time, it's very hard to play that game, feet on the ground at the moment of impact. That's why when you face a really good striker, I would push constantly in his face. The downside is that you're going to need the boatload of stamina. So get the O2 trainer.
Izzy should win that fight, but he's been knocked out before. So, and John's known for knocking people out. So just don't get hit and he'll be all right.
I really believe that Adesanya is gonna do very well in that fight. Even though Jan is incredibly powerful, I feel like Adesanya is gonna look better there almost than he's doing in the middleweight, because he's gonna be too quick and too precise. I don't feel like Blachowicz has that speed and movement that you need to beat a guy like Adesanya. So I think Adesanya is gonna pick him apart.
So to be honest, I actually think I got Israel in that fight, and I love John. I'm just thinking of the styles. Israel is definitely, he's really good on the feet. He's a wizard on the feet, and Jan's going to be not looking to take him down. He's going to be trying to knock him out, and which could happen, absolutely. But I would put my money on Israel playing it super smart. He's not afraid to play it super smart. Look how he played it with Yoel Romero. And even Costa, before he was super smart in that fight. He kept his distance and he worked his low calf kicks and then came into the box, I guess I would say, when he should, So I actually think Israel could, I think he would actually beat Jan.
I think Izzy definitely has the potential to beat him. I think he's faster. I think he's more accurate. I think he's more of an intelligent fighter than the champ at 205. So I think he could definitely have a possibility to go up and beat him for sure. I know his takedown defense is really, really good, but the thing I'm kind of wanting to see, and I think this is why everybody's okay with him going up, is because his last few fights, I think his last real test was Kevin Gastelum, right? And since he's made those adjustments after that fight, he's just been demolishing everybody. So we want to see where Izzy truly is. Can he go up and beat this guy at 205? And we want to see his limits. And I think this is a way to do it. And with the hype around Izzy and the confidence around him at this point, why not go for it?
Yeah, I do. I think he's just his striking is just so much better. I think Jan's got that big power, but Israel doesn't really get hit that much. I think this is a picture perfect time for Izzy to try and take that belt away from the division.
That's a tough fight. That's a tough fight for any man. Like that, your Polish power, I can definitely get behind that. That's a dangerous fight. Israel is nuts. That's like a super dangerous fight, man. He's like, but if anyone can do it, that's my guy. He's fought at weights like that before. He's fought in New Zealand over 100 kilos and beaten pretty handedly guys that bigger. As they get bigger, they also slow down, and that's one of the areas where Israel finds the most success is that when he can use his speed and his agility against a big a little bit slowed striker. So, of course, I've got my boy. Of course, I've got him picking apart Jan, but I'd have to take a little bit of a closer look at it and give you a proper preview a little closer to the fight.
I'm going with Jan Blachowicz. I think he can knock him out. I think that, the last stupid bender is a little twig, and he's going to get pieced up and he's going to get knocked out. Polish power.
I don't have to hide this because this is public information, but at one stage, a lot of people's opinion in the kickboxing world had Israel and a guy called Artem Levin as the top 2 pound-for-pound fighters in the world for a long time. These 2 guys were phenomenal strikers, and Israel was, he was one of the best strikers at middleweight, at any weight in kickboxing. If you look at his record, you can count on one hand the number of times he lost. There's one commonality amongst a lot of those opponents that he had, and they all had a size advantage. You're talking about Philippe Verlinden, Alex Pereira. You're talking about a boxer called Daniel Aman. There's one common thing against all these opponents that managed to get a win over Israel, as they were all bigger than him. And that's the challenge. That's the challenge we're facing. It's more than just being bigger. It's a lifetime of fighting people who you have a height and reach advantage over, and then all of a sudden you don't have those same advantages. It's overcoming that. That's going to be the key to this fight. That's going to be the challenge. That's what makes it interesting for Israel, interesting for me and my coaching team, is we're jumping into a place where we haven't been particularly successful, and we're looking to turn that around, and we're looking to prove, not to anybody else, we're looking to prove to ourselves that we can overcome a challenge like this.
But for sure I'm going to be stronger because I've got, my legendary Polish power, so I'm going to be stronger. Maybe he's going to be a little bit faster, but I've got better timing, so and I find a way how to beat him. No problem.
Everyone's got power, right? I mean, something I proved in my last fight. I told y'all. You have to deliver that power somehow. You have to get it to the target. I'm not the easiest target to hit.